Greetings everyone, Gyro Spyro aka Itchy Braids here with another video. Today I am here at Indian Lake State Forest, and this place here has a lot of history behind it. You see, Indian Lake State Forest, well, the name holds up to the title. This place was inhabited by native and indigenous people all the way up until the late 1840s. Matter of fact, this place was inhabited by the Timucua Indians as well as the Ocala Indians, which it makes sense. You know, I'm in Ocala. The Ocala Indians, it's a subgroup of the Timucua Indians, but Ocala. You'll notice a lot of these Florida city names, they have ties to the ancient peoples that once inhabited this place. You'll also notice there's a lot of Allah, which that's a whole nother topic. I'm not even gonna go there, but just a fun fact. In Florida, there are a lot of towns dedicated to Allah. You got Ocklawaha, you break that down, you got Tallahassee. What's in Tallahassee? Allah. Ocala. I got people from this state that come from Yalaha, Florida. And there are a lot of other cities like that. That's just a little fun fact I wanted to throw in for you guys. But this state park basically breaks down into 3 or 4 separate trails. This particular trail that I'm on, you know, I will not be encountering the lake, the actual Indian Lake. Instead, this is just a very vast forest. And I'm just gonna, you know, document the trip, document what I come across. In addition to the history of this place, there is also a graveyard here, believe it or not, an ancient graveyard from settlers that moved here, as well as some Civil War veterans that I guess lost their lives somewhere trying to remove the natives, because that's what ultimately happened to this place. That's why it is a state park now. They pushed the native people out. All the indigenous people that were once here, they got moved out, unfortunately. So now we're gonna go explore and let's see what we can find today. So guys, this is basically what the entrance of the forest looks like. And now we're getting ready to go in. Let's see what we can find. Also, I'd just like to throw an extra tip out. Make sure you are very safe and careful of your surroundings when you go places like these. You know, I hate that I even have to bring this up, but as a person, especially people with melanin, as well as women and children, be very cautious of your surroundings in the woods. You can see I'm alone, but that's because I do this. Like, this is what I do. With that being said, right now, you know, it's just a pretty cool, relaxed forest. Right here we got some palmetto bushes. If you're unfamiliar with palmetto berries, do your research. I'm telling you, it'll get you right. Uh-oh. That looks like an entrance, guys. We're gonna go through these bushes and see, is it an entrance? But I think that is an entrance. Would you look at that? It is an entrance. Now, I could also go that way. I could have went the original way, but I think we're gonna... This looks promising, you know, just an open valley. Let's see what we run into. Well, folks, it looks like I've been bamboozled. As you can see, I've made it about maybe 50 yards out. And this is not a dead end, but this clearly is not part of the marked path. For me to go off the marked path, I think I'm going to need a few more subscribers for that. I do that type of thing, but this is my first episode of this, so we'll see where the support. But I will share a fun fact with you guys. So pine trees, they produce a lot of pollen. Not this particular pine, but if you can find a white pine, and I'll show you a picture of it on the screen. White pine leaves, and once again, this is not a white pine, but they can be found in southern states. Of course, they're more common in California and western states, but they can be found in the south. White pine, if you take the needles, the pine needles, you can boil them and you can make a tea that heals any type of ailment involving congestion, mucus in the chest, mucus in the lungs, lung ailments. There's a particular one, I'm not gonna say it, but COVID. Yeah, so now that we've made it back from the spot we thought we were going to, now we continue to walk this. And the weather today here in Central Florida is nice. It's basically an overcast, not much sun, but as far as temperature, it's like 70 degrees, maybe 60. It's not humid at all. But I think I'm just gonna catch you guys up when there's a change of scenery. Now, you see, one thing about nature that's not stressed enough: if you really want to see stuff happen, you have to be quiet. I just saw a deer, but I didn't have time. It ran across the front. But yeah, it's pretty. Kind of wish, like, almost people could go back and live like how the natives lived and return to that lifestyle. Because there's a lot of misconception. A lot of people think that they were just mere savages, but these people were very advanced. All over the world there were advanced societies, but they were definitely healthier. I guarantee you that. Maybe they didn't live as long because of diseases, but people aren't alive now from diseases. So all right, it's looking kind of promising now. There's definitely been a change in the scenery. Looks like we've definitely come upon something promising. Looks like there's a couple options for me to turn left. Dirt. Straight's pretty. I think I'm gonna go this way though. That looks promising. It looks, I don't know the word. Going this way make me feel like I'm in like The Legend of Zelda. I don't know. Wait till we get closer, maybe you'll understand. Tell me you don't see it. Like, one thing I've noticed about alleyways in the woods like these, where there's trees that, you know, shut you in, the temperature is usually a lot cooler versus if you were just like in an open, you know, field. It's very cool. The temperature just feels like the temperature dropped maybe 10 to 15 degrees, honestly. And I'm noticing the people that used to live here, they had an endless buffet of blackberries every spring and late summer. Like, look at this. This is just endless. The ones with the spiky thorns and the leaves like these are endless blackberries. Like, they go all the way all the way out there, and that's all it is. I'm tangled in a vine right here. Hold up. Another thing about this trail, I've missed about 3 deers as far as recording them. They just ran past me so fast I couldn't, even if I was recording them by the time I turned. But I'm gonna try to get one for y'all. Now, if you look at this right here is a Canada goldenrod. This herb has quite a few uses, and I'm gonna tell you just a few of them. This herb can be brewed up into a tea, and it can reduce inflammation. It can help and possibly prevent arthritis and gout. It can ease muscle spasms, and it can act as a diuretic as well. And I've heard that it can manage kidney issues. If you do decide to try them, take them at your own risk. Make sure that you are harvesting the right herb, or plant or mushroom or whatever you decide to do, because that's the last thing you want to do, is take the wrong thing thinking that it was what you thought it was. Which is a crazy topic if you think about it, because like imagine all of the ancient people back then that didn't, you know, before they had books, before they even had the word of mouth, the science to know what was poisonous and what wasn't, you know. It was just trial and error. They didn't have the lab to test the mice, to do none of that stuff. I think somebody just tried it, and if they were okay, they were okay, and if they didn't wake back up, I guess they remember, hey, don't mess with that white mushroom over there. That's not good for you. Just another update. I'm about 1.5 miles out, and it's a change of scenery. And I already feel the temperature, like it's already heating up now that it's not as closed in. Still feels good outside though. You know, if I wasn't from here and I heard Florida, this is not what I would think of. Of course, being from here, you think a little different. Florida's great, honestly. Like, I see why a lot of people don't like Florida, but from a nature perspective, Florida is great. Well, as you look at that, it looks like we're going into a change of scenery again. Wow. Just look up there. That must be a really old tree. Somebody put a ribbon on this tree. I'm gonna look up what that means. And as you can see, this thing just goes. All right, I think I've gotten pretty far from the car. I think I'm gonna turn around. All right, guys, I've made it back to the car now. I think I'm gonna head back, but to be continued. I will definitely be back to this. Like, I don't know why people act so like sketch. As you finna see, hold up, I'm gonna change the camera real quick. People like, they ride up so like weird, like, bro, like the parking lot is over here, and this is like the second time this happened. All right, sorry, the camera angle cut out, and then my windshield wiper started bugging. But I don't know, like, I'm not paranoid, but people are just so weird. Like, this dude is still behind me. He stopped. Now he's okay. He's going to park now. All I'm trying to say is there's some strange people. Like, maybe he wasn't, maybe I'm just paranoid, but like sometimes things like those happen, and it's just weird. Be aware of your surroundings at the end of the day. For now, I'm gonna revisit this trail, and I'm gonna visit the graveyard as well as Indian Lake. But for now, I'm signing out. Until next time, peace.